Hi friends, I'm Itzel and I'm the Wandering MBA. Today I want to start by telling you something that's really important to me that you know. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to paint the perfect picture of how you should live life or encourage you to take that leap and then wave at you while you fall off the cliff. Bye. Believe me when I say that I'm right there falling with you. Which is why I thought it was important to follow last week's topic on the vulnerability it takes to actually step out of that jacuzzi, remember? With today's episode. Because today we are talking about uncertainty. Uncertainty. Now, as I see it, there's two levels. On the first level, you have the definition of uncertainty. It's basically that thing that makes us feel like a big hole has opened in our stomach and that is slowly and painfully swallowing us, suctioning, like a vacuum that is sucking the life out of us inside out. So yeah, that's uncertainty. But if you dig a little bit further, you can actually find possibility. By possibility, I mean the actual likelihood of something you expect happening. Possibility is often overlooked as silly and unrealistic and I'm too smart to believe in this optimism crap anyway. You may be thinking, why should I focus on possibility? If what I want is to eliminate uncertainty from my life, then I should focus on achieving the opposite of uncertainty, which is certainty, right? I wouldn't be so sure. And before you say like, oh, Itzel, you're wrong. I may be wrong. I shouldn't say that, should I? In fact, I know that I will be wrong about a lot of things in my life. But the fact is that to me, certainty as the opposite of uncertainty is only semantics. Because as much as it pains me to admit it, I do not believe we can actually be certain about anything that is not within our business to either decide or do. So what do I mean by this? I mean that a lot of things in life, if not most of the things in life, depend on something or someone other than ourselves. Which means there is no way that we can know with absolute certainty, well, anything really. Think about it. Think about something, anything that you believe will happen, but that is not in your power to execute. Like your presidential candidate winning the election, or your favorite team winning a championship, your boss giving you that promotion, your partner agreeing to marry you and agreeing to stay married. Why? It's true. These are things that we have no control over. The list goes on. Now the question is, are you certain that any of these will happen? I mean, are you absolutely certain? If you were honest with yourself, your answer was probably no. And I know, it's scary, right? It's very uncomfortable. The fact that that thing or that person you might actually be counting on, or that outcome that you're really hoping for, just might not happen. Well, that applies to almost everything in our lives. We're really only working with likelihoods here. So getting paid next month, still having a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband next week, even being alive tomorrow. We want to think that they're all highly likely, but I'm afraid that nothing is for certain. But wait. Before you get sad, remember what I said earlier. The other side of uncertainty is possibility. Okay, consider for a moment that the fact that you cannot know anything for absolutely certain is creating an invaluable space. This space for possibility. Sit with it for a moment. If you're in the midst of a highly uncertain moment in your life, first think about what it is that you're not certain about. Maybe you haven't heard back from a job that you interviewed for, or you're still waiting to hear from a school application. Maybe you've been waiting for a visa to either visit or study in or move to another country. All of these are causes of uncertainty, meaning that you decided to step out of that comfortable jacuzzi and bet on that thing that you had always been wondering about. You know, the one beyond your comfort zone. And so you bet on it and then you were left there waiting. Oh, and it feels horrible. Horrible! Is that vulnerability again? Is that clicking upload to my videos and running away from the computer? Is that pressing send to that job or school application? It's pressing that little paper plane icon in your phone when you're texting someone asking them to go out with you. How do you deal with that? How are we supposed to deal with that? How do you deal with days, weeks, maybe months of uncertainty? How do you manage to live in peace when you have already walked naked into that crowded stadium, done what you went out there to do, and then you just left there waiting because the crowd refuses to clap or boo you? Ask yourself, what possibilities have appeared before me as I'm dealing with this uncertainty? If you're anything like me when I first applied to business school, you're already like, no other possibilities. I'm getting in, period. Possibilities, can you believe her? Loser. I came here to win. Yeah. I've been there. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with keeping your eye on the prize. Que donde pongas el ojo, pongas la bala. Even though I kept the eye on the prize, I have still managed to trip, to run into light posts, to twist my ankle, to fall flat on my face. Maybe it's just me and my life experience that has made me a bit more humble, open-minded, just willing to consider other possibilities. What is this uncertain situation you're in giving you a possibility for? Maybe you're uncertain about being accepted into a graduate program. So consider for a minute, what is this uncertainty offering you as a possibility? There's a possibility that you get accepted and start studying. There's the possibility that you don't, and that you have to apply to other programs or other school in other countries. Or maybe that you spend that money traveling the world instead, or investing. The possibilities are indeed endless. They're also as practical or abstract as you want them to be. Consider someone who has been diagnosed with a terrible illness. He or she could obsess about the uncertainty of life itself, or choose to instead focus on the newfound possibilities that this opens, to take a deep dive into their spirit and their spiritual beliefs, or to open their heart and share their journey, to inspire other people to seek those same possibilities in their own situations. The only thing certain is uncertainty. It just is. You can complain about it, cry and suffer. You can try and rationalize it, make it a probability problem, and calculate the likelihood of the different scenarios actually happening. And then proceed to attempt to control all the variables, which basically means to attempt to control all the people. You can try to control your husband, your wife, your siblings, your employees, or basically anyone que se deje. But guess what? Control, like certainty, is also an illusion. You can try to influence outcomes, yes. You can shout, you can cry, you can write treaty-like emails with precise instructions on how things should be done. Believe me, I've tried. But in the end, my friends, the curtain shall fall. And you will realize that all the effort, all the energy, all the time spent trying to beat uncertainty to the punch, I don't want to say it was wasted, but let's just say that there might be a more efficient use of all that energy. Like, instead of trying to control all of those outside variables, we can aim to do what is our responsibility to do, turn the reflector on us and on our own perspective on this situation. And again, what other possibilities does this offer? Now, I'm not just saying this. I'm in the midst of that process as we speak. I've been writing, or attempting to write, a huge wave of uncertainty for the past year and a half. And believe me, I've been through many stages. First, I would recognize out loud the inevitable existence of uncertainty with forced humor. While secretly doing everything I could to get rid of it. Then I stopped caring about being funny about it and openly proceeded to bitch about it, complaining about its existence and, most importantly, about the perpetrators. You know, the others that I was talking about, the ones that we cannot control. Then I attempted to, quote, take matters into my own hands and write those emails and have those calls. Most of them not very friendly, not productive. And then, after failing at eliminating uncertainty, I did the only thing that one can do when dealing with things that are outside of one's control. I worked on myself, on dissecting each and every one of the fears that had me so focused on the uncertainty around me. Am I expecting others to give me something that I cannot or will not give myself? Validation, financial security, emotional security, physical security, love? Or my personal favorite, permission to follow my dreams. I worked on remembering and realizing all the loving and hopeful possibilities that this situation brought. The time with my husband, the space to sit, to contemplate, feel, the perspective to finally recognize my pruny jacuzzi hands. And then I had to choose between being right about all the things that should have been done differently to make all of this uncertainty go away, or choose to be happy with the possibilities that this particular turn of events brought me. Again, this right here is me attempting to be happy, to be grateful, and to make the most of this possibility. So if you're in the midst of riding an uncertainty wave too, pause for a moment and ask yourself, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? Let me know in your comments below, and as always, thanks for watching.
Yay!
Bye-bye!